But I do want to talk a little bit about the draft. Of course, we all know that happened. That's about a month ago too, which is crazy how time flies by.
Yeah.
But right now it seems like Keegan Murray's looking really good right now. Of course, you have Chet Holmgren, who's taken number 2. You have Paulo Banchero, who's taken number 1 overall. He's looked pretty solid. There's still Jabari Smith. Who do you think is the best? Who do you think is going to end up having, or who do you think is going to be the best of all of the draft from this year?
I wasn't a big fan of Chet coming into the draft, and listen, it's still summer league. I don't take too much away from summer league just because, we've seen, actually my co-host Jake, he sent me something, through text the other day. I'm in a group chat with him, and he showed me best stats from summer league. And I think Marcus Banks, if anyone even knows who that is, averaged 42 points in summer league. You can see some potential in summer league. I kind of take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think Paulo is going to be really, really good. He's just, and normally Duke players, I've noticed Duke players never become superstars in the league for some reason. I don't know why. It's more Kentucky and North Carolina guys. But I think Paulo will be really good. Someone that has really caught my eye in summer league, and I know I just said I don't take too much away, but Benedict Mathurin, kid that went to the Pacers, and he made a comment I know a couple weeks ago about LeBron doesn't faze him, and he thinks he's better than LeBron, which was funny. But he's looked really good. That's kind of someone later, in that mid first round that got taken, or he was taken, I think, in a lottery still. Yeah, I think it's Paulo. Jaden Ivey, I know, is a popular pick among people, and you mentioned Keegan Murray. Everyone knows that whoever the Kings draft normally is a dud, and whoever is after them is superstar. I guess it's boring for me to go with the number 1 overall pick, but he truly is that good. And I think he, coming from Duke, where they expect so much of you, and he had Coach K, I think he'll do just fine. Obviously, he's in Orlando, so it's not the best of situations, but they do have a kind of nice young core there. So he'll be free to play because there's no real expectations on that team, so they'll just go out there and have fun.
Yeah, and again, with the Keegan Murray situation, I think he's doing great or whatever, but I would rather trust Orlando than Sacramento, just because the Kings, just every year they can't get it right. Now they do have Sabonis, they do have De'Aaron Fox. It seems like De'Aaron Fox is kind of underachieved lately. They did have a really good Tyrese Halliburton, but traded him. I thought that was kind of not a great decision to trade him for Sabonis, which Sabonis is good, right? But Halliburton was good too. So we'll see what happens there. I do like Chet Holmgren. I understand he needs to bulk up, but I think that was the same way with Kevin Durant when he was drafted, right? He needed to bulk up. And I understand they're a little different, but I really like Holmgren as well. But, Jamari Smith could end up being the best player. Jaden Ivey, of course, as you mentioned. I really can't say. I really like Chet Holmgren, though, but we'll see what happens. I understand, again, summer league, you can't really trust it because, as you mentioned, is it Marcus Banks who had the
that was what it was sent to me the other day. I was just like, I didn't even know someone could average 42 in summer league, but it happened. So I was like,
yeah, that sounds more like 2K numbers, really. So
yeah, I was interesting.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Down Podcast, or the STP Pod for short. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and much more. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Sports Down Podcast. If you want to check out more videos of the Sports Down Podcast, click on the right.